So we ended with Moby Dick charging the boat. May not have mentioned this before, so I'm going to mention it now. As you might already know, the main ship is the Pequod, and what these sailors would do, right, is take the smaller boats out to where the whales were, and then they'd kill them that way. And so Moby Dick has at this point crashed all their smaller boats that they would use. And so he sees the last boat that they have, but he sees the Pequod behind it and he charges it. And that's where we've left off. So I'm going to start here. What breaks in me? Some sinew tracks. 'Tis whole again. Oars burst in upon him. So Captain Ahab is telling what crew he has left to charge Moby Dick. Hearing the tremendous rush of the sea-crashing boat, the whale wheeled round to present his blank forehead at bay. But in the evolution, catching sight of the nearing black hull of the ship, seemingly seeing in it the source of all his persecutions, bethinking it may be a larger and nobler foe. Of a sudden, he bore down upon the advancing prow, smiting his jaw in fiery showers of foam. So this is talking about the whale. Once he gets to the Pequod, he realizes that it may be a little bit larger than what he had anticipated. Moby Dick is not your average whale. He's much more intelligent. That's the reason he's grown so large. It's because he can outsmart his opponents. Ahab staggered. His hand smote his forehead. I grow blind. Hands stretch out before me, that I may yet grope my way. Is it night? The whale, the ship, cried the cringing oarsman. Oars, slope downward to the depths. Oh, see that ere it be forever too late, Ahab may slide this last time upon his mark. I see the ship, dash on, my men. Will ye not save my ship? But as the oarsmen violently forced their boats through the sledge-hammering seas, the before well-smitten bow ends of two planks burst through, and in an instant, almost, the temporarily disabled boat lay nearly level with the waves. Its half-waiting, splashing crew trying hard to stop the gap and bail out of the pouring water. Meantime, for that one beholding instant, Tashtego's masthead hammer remained suspended in his hand, and the red flag, half wrapping him with plaid, then streamed itself straight out from him, as his own forward flowing heart, while Starbuck and Stubb, standing upon the bow spirit beneath, caught sight of the down-coming monster just as soon as he. The whale! Up helm! Oh, all ye sweet powers of air, now hug me close. Let not Starbuck die, if die I must, in a woman's fainting fit. Up helm, I say, ye fools, the jaw! Is this the end of my bursting prayers? All my lifelong fidelities? O Ahab, lo, thy work, steady, helmsman, steady, nay. Up helm again, he turns to meet us. Oh, this unappeasable brow drives on toward one whose duty tells him he cannot depart. My God, stand by me now, and not by me, but stand under me, whoever you are. That will now help Stubb, for Stubb too sticks here. I grin at thee, thou grinning whale, whoever helped Stubb or kept Stubb awake but Stubb's own unwinking eye. And now poor Stubb goes to bed upon a mattress that is all too soft. Would it there stuffed with brushwood? I grin at thee, thou grinning whale. Look ye, sun, moon, and stars, I call ye assassins of a good a fellow as ever spouted up his ghost. For all that I would not, I would yet ring glasses with thee. Would ye but hand the cup? Oh, oh, thou grinning whale, but there's a plenty of a gulping soon. Why fly ye not, O Ahab? For me, off shows and jacket to it. Let Stubb die in his drawers, a most mouldy and oversalted death, though. Cherries, 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 oh flask, for one red cherry, or we die. So Stubb is here. After Tashtego is knowing that he's going to die, and he's kind of saying that he'd like to die from with bravery. Stubb is talking about himself here and saying that he's about to die as well, but what he means here when he says oh flask for one red cherry ere we die. So he's wishing for the taste of cherries, because he knows he's about to die as well. Cherries? Only wish that we were where they grow. Oh, Stubb, I hope my poor mother's drawn from my part pay ere this. If not, a few coppers will now come to her, for the voyage is up. Cherries? I only wish that we were there where they grow. Oh, Stubb, I hope my poor mother's drawn from my part pay ere this. If not, few coppers will now come to her, for the voyage is up. So Flask, he's kind of responding to Stubb, saying that he wished for the taste of cherries, and we can assume or infer that this is probably something that will take him back to his childhood, make him feel warm and comfortable. Unlike Testigo, who merely asked to die with bravery, but Flask here, he's worried about his mother. He says, I hope that she's already taken out my part pay, means like taken out his allowance, taken what for her what he's already owed, because now she's not going to get any more money. We can assume that his mother's probably a widow, and he's having to take up for her, or take care of her, I'm sorry. From the ship's bows, nearly all the seamen now hung inactive. Hammers, bits of plank, lances, and harpoons mechanically retained in their hands, just as they had darted from the various employments, all their enchanted eyes intent upon the whale, which from side to side, strangely vibrating this destinating head, sent up a broad band of overspreading semicircular foam before him as he rushed. Retribution, swift vengeance, eternal malice were in the whole aspect, and in spite of all that mortal man could do, the solid white buttress of the forehead smote the ship's starboard bow till the men and timbers reeled. Some fell flat upon their faces like slodged trucks. The heads of the harpooners aloft shook on their bull-like necks through the breach. They heard the waters pour as a mountain of torrents down a flume. The ship, the hearse, the second hearse, cried Ahab from the boat. Its wood could only be American. Drawing beneath the settling ship, the whale ran quivering along its keel, but turning under water, swiftly shot to the surface again, far off the other bow, but within a few yards of Ahab's boat, where, for a time, he lay quiescent. I turned my body from the sun. What ho, Testigo? Let me hear thy hammer, oh, ye three unsurrendered spires of mine. Thou uncracked keel and only God-bellied hull, thou firm deck and haughty helm, a pull-pointed prow, death-glorious ship, must ye then perish? And without me I am cut off from the last fond pride of the many-shipped, wrecked captains? O lonely death, O lonely life. Oh, now I feel my topmost greatness lies in my topmost grief. Ho, ho, from all your furthest abounds, pour ye now, ye bold billows of my whole foreign life, and top this one piled cumber of my death toward thee I roll. Thou all destroying but conquering well, to the last I grapple with thee. From hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake I spit my last breath at thee. Sink all coffins and all hearses to one common pool, and since neither can be mine, let me tow to pieces while still chasing thee, though tied to thee, thou'st damned well. Thus I give up the spear. The harpoon was darted, then stricken well flew forward. With ignited velocity, the line ran through the groove, ran foul. Ahab stopped to clear it. He did clear it, but the flying turn caught him around the neck, and voicelessly as the Turkish mutes bowstring their victims, he was shot out of the boat, and there the crew knew he was gone. Next instant, the heavy ice spliced the rope's final and flew out of the stark empty tub, knocked down an oarsman, and smiting the sea, disappeared in the depths. For an instant, the tranced boat's crew stood still, then turned. The ship? Great God, where's the ship? Soon they threw dim. Bewildered mediums saw their sidelong fading phantom as in the gaseous fata morgana. If we see that, that means a mirage seen at sea. Only the uppermost mast out of the water, while fixed by infatuation or fidelity or fate to their once lofty perches, the pagan harpooners still maintained their sinking lookouts on the sea, and now concentrated circles seized the lane boat itself and all its crew, and each floating oar and every lanced pole and spinning animate and animate all around and around in the vortex carried the smallest chip of the Pequod out of sight. But as the last whelming intermixingly poured themselves over the sunken head of the Indian at the mainmast, leaving a few inches of the intercept per yet visible, together with long streaming yards of the flag, which calmly undulated with ironical condescendings over the destroying billows they had almost touched. That instant a red arm and a hammer hovered backwardly uplifted in the open air. In the act of nailing the flag faster and yet faster in the subsiding spar, a skyhawk that tauntingly had followed the main truck downwards from its natural home among the stars, peeking at the flag and in commanding testigo there. This bird now chanced to interrupt its broad, fluttering wing between the hammer and the wood, and simultaneously feeling that the real thrill, the submerged savage beneath in his death a gasp, kept his hammer frozen there, and so the bird of heaven with archangelic shrieks and his imperial beak thrust upwards and his whole captive form folded in the flag of Ahab went down with the ship, which, like Satan, would not sink to hell till she had dragged a living part of heaven along with her and helmed herself with it. Now small flowers flew screaming over the yawning gulf. A sullen white surf beneath beat against the steep sides, then all collapsed, and the great shroud of the sea rolled as it rolled 5,000 years ago.